Hello, and welcome to day number 1 of your sculpture boot camp. For day number 1, you're going to need a couple of materials. The first material you're going to need is this sculpture boot camp paper. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, and perhaps even your iPad. Once you have all of your art supplies, the first thing you'll need to do to this piece of paper is write your name at the top. A 4 for 4th grade, and then the letter of your teacher right next to it. Underneath of your name, there are some directions. I'm going to read them out loud. Directions. Use the 4 boxes below to draw ideas for your mosaic. These pictures should represent who you are. They could be pictures of your favorite hobbies, a letter from your name, or any other picture that describes you. So think to yourself about your favorite things that represent who you are, and go ahead and start drawing them in the box here. In just a second, you're going to see all of my ideas. Okay, so my 4 ideas revolve all around me. As you can see, the first one is a baseball, because that's my favorite sport. The next one are my initials, H-I. The third one is my favorite food, which is pizza. And then finally, the last one is my favorite team, which is the New York Yankees. Obviously, yours are going to be very different than mine. I don't expect you to have all of the same things as me. Maybe you might have a couple of ones that are the same, but this should be really about you. Once you've completed the front, flip it over to the back. Part 2. We got some more directions. Use this side of your paper to draw your mosaic draft. Box number 1. Choose one of the pictures from the front and draw it with pencil in the middle of the box. So I think for today, I'm going to choose the baseball. And in just a second, you'll see me draw this a little bit nicer, a little bit neater right here in the middle of the box. Alrighty, so here's my baseball. I could put an X next to step number 1 and start with step number 2. Step number 2, draw lines to connect the picture to the sides of the box. Use no more than 5 lines. Use any types of lines you want. Straight, zigzag, wavy, and so on. So basically, we're going to divide your background up into some new shapes. And like I said, in the directions, you can use wavy lines, straight lines, whatever you desire. Just don't make more than 5 lines. I'll put an X next to that one, and then I'll move on to step number 3. Cover pencil lines in Sharpie. I'm going to trace everything here in Sharpie. You don't have to trace the inside of your center picture, just the outside. In just a second, you'll see that done. Okie dokie, so everything's been traced in Sharpie. I'll put an X over number 3, and then on to number 4. Number 4 says, color the shapes with crayon. Use whatever colors you want for the center tile, but use analogous or complementary colors for the outside tiles. So I'm going to grab a box of crayons. I'm going to go ahead and color everything in, and in just a second, you'll see that done. Alrighty, so I have finished coloring in my mosaic. As you can tell, I left my baseball white with red seams, and then the outside pieces, I color that in with analogous colors, but you can choose any color set that you want. We use crayons because it's water resistant, and when you put this on top of your clay, it won't smudge or smear any of your colors. They'll stay right the way they're supposed to be. Either way, once you finish coloring, put an X next to this step and move on to the last one. The last one says, cut the pieces out when you are done coloring. So I'm going to grab some scissors and start cutting. Write a number on the back of the piece for the order that it was cut. So for instance, if I'm going to cut this piece first, I would write a number 1 on the back. This would be my second piece, my third piece, fourth piece, and then finally that would be my 5th piece. In just a second, you'll see that all cut out. Alrighty, so all of my pieces have been cut out, and as promised, this was the first piece that I cut out, so I put a number 1 on the back. This would be the last piece that I cut out, so this would be a number 4, and everything in between. So once you have everything cut out and numbered, you're going to go ahead and put this in a nice, safe storage item, like this envelope. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up, put all of my pieces inside, and then I'll be ready for day number 2, which is starting to construct this out of clay. You are going to want to put your name on this envelope, so don't forget to do that. And then you can see I also put a 4 and then your class code right after that. Don't feel like you need to seal this up. You don't have to lick it. Just leave it kind of like it is. If you're really concerned about your pieces falling out, you can always tuck that flap in, and you'll be good to go. So have this ready for day number 2. This is your golden ticket for clay.